Hi, Mike DePung here, and I am so happy if you are watching this that you decided to take a few minutes to listen to this video about healing in and into love and light. Sitting here on Spirit Hill with me to explore yourself, to discover the wonders of this universe, and it truly is wonders. And I want to speak a little bit about that today. Again, I want to use another poem that is going to be in my upcoming volume of poetry. But before that, as I began thinking about this, there were a few things that came to mind. And the very first thing that was rather odd at first, but I want to share it with you and then try to tie it in, is that it's not your fault. It's not my fault. There's no blame to be given. A lot of things that are going on in the world today seems to be tending to real messes, real chaos. But there are, just as with anything, there are egoic chaoses and there are heart chaoses. And so I want us to remember that we are each made up of, we are each spirit incarnate. And because of that, we have ego and heart. The incarnate part of us, for us to take flesh, to come here to this world, we needed ego. But we came here to express, to live, to be, to the essence of who we really are, which is spirit. That which cannot be done away with. But we want to experience, as spirit, we want to experience all of this that we've been part of creating. And that's a beautiful thing. Now, the whole blame thing, it's not our fault. Whenever we assign fault to things, when we say things aren't going right, when we look at decisions that are made by, like, the President of the United States recently, and people start assigning blame, I know that this is ego energy, because blame, when you assign blame, what you are saying is to somebody else is, you are guilty. It is your fault. And fault and guilt and blame are very real, but they are energies that are born of ego, because they don't do anything to help us discover who we really are. They don't do anything to help us to see the beauty and the magic around us. And so I would like you, and I think that my own heart, tapping into the divine aquifer of infinite intelligence that is mine, that is yours too, if you use heart to tap into it. I think that I wanted to bring this up, that it came to me through this, because blame and guilt, especially when it is ascribed to yourself, when you blame yourself, when you deem yourself guilty, that is a hindrance to realizing why we came here. That is a hindrance to knowing love and light and happiness, of looking around and saying, wow, the universe is right here. Like I did a video a while ago. The universe is right in my backyard. It's right here. It's right here in this dining room, living room that I'm sitting in. The whole universe is here. We can tap into it. But when we blame ourselves, or let others blame us, or we blame others, we induce guilt. And guilt says, you're not worthy, you need to be punished. You don't get access to all of this. And that is a horrible lie. And those who propagate it, whether through religion or through politics or anything else, they are catering to ego, and they aren't going to know the joys that you and I can know if we delve into our own identity, who we really are. And so I just wanted to share this with you before I go into the poem, because some things today that are happening in the world, it just seems like a mess. But and that rattles us because of what I'm going to read to you now in the poem that I wrote, that is called Just Listening, Just Learning. By the way, I do want to mention one thing very quickly. I haven't printed these poems. I haven't copied and pasted them into the description of the video or anything, because I found out with the second book that I wrote that if you do too much of that, Amazon rejects it because they think that you're plagiarizing somebody when really you're just using your own words. And so I'm not doing that, but this is a poem that I wrote and will be in the upcoming book. Just listening, just learning. Lessons of life in suburban construct of cleverly named asphalt streets, neatly arranged neighborhoods, trimmed lawns, stamps of the order and needs of domesticated, non-magical us. Here in the midst, nature thrives and soul of the world communes. Doves coo, sparrows twitter, cardinals call insistently, dogs bark, leaves of the trees whisper at the gentle prompting of spirit wind, and untended weeds prosper, urged on by the great mother herself. Nature grants us awareness of wise, magical chaos in the midst of our order. That's the poem. Nature grants awareness of wise, magical chaos. We think so often when we evaluate by ego of the nice trimmed lawns and neighborhoods and the things that speak of what the world terms in general success. And I don't condemn or judge any of it. But when we look to find our identity in that oftentimes ego-ordered world, when we say, if that gets messed up, then I'm messed up, you don't know who you really are if that's the way you're thinking. And I have been there, and I know, and there's still times when these things come in, it's like, oh man, how did this happen? It's a catastrophe. No, look around. Tap into, because you and I have heart. We have heart, and we can hear the rest of spirit in its spirit's unique expressions, whether it be through birds and the feathers they leave, or the weather, or the wind, or trees, or rocks, or crystals, or whatever it might be. If we tap into it, we can say, how does it apply to me? And the messages will be personal and specific. And while all seems chaos, the magical chaos of saying spirits all around is what can bring us order. It's what can bring us healing. And this is what I think about as I read you the questions and thoughts that I had right after I wrote this poem 10 years ago. I do not believe that every turning of a leaf or cawing of a crow presages some momentous event in my life. Sometimes, though, for someone in particular, significance may be found in some message of nature, an expression of spirit. However, I do believe that nature speaks daily of patterns and possibilities of life that may seem chaotic to us in the midst of our artificial constructs that disregard the magic of nature and the universe. Can I say something that I don't want to piss anybody off about, really, but I'm going to say it anyway. For those who have these beautiful lawns that are attained by chemicals that we know harm microsystems and microenvironments that harm things. Yes, we live in respect and balance. There has to be balance with some of the things. But when we just wholesale say, I have the power to kill and to stop, and we do that, and then when weeds pop up and it's like, oh, those things are weeds. No, they're not. They're messages. Those aren't weeds. They are, oftentimes they're things you can eat, really. But they aren't weeds. They are messages. Look at them, examine, explore, and think of it in relation to exploring yourself and discovering you, because that's when spirit, our heart, that is the spirit part of us, connects with the rest of spirit and helps us to heal in and into love and light. That is an amazing thing. So, as you go outside, and actually I had wanted to do this video outside. I'd wanted to be able to maybe hear birds and stuff, but it was thundering, and it seems a storm is in the offing here, and boy, that's a great thing to look for messages in. But it's not a great thing to be able to do a video outside in. So what I would like you to do is to think about this, and here's some questions that I put to this. What do I perceive of nature this day? If you can get outside, open a window, just listen, observe, and think, what does this say to me about me? How can I use this to help me realize my part in this unity, this magical unity of all of the universe. That I am not some little bitty insignificant speck. I am just as significant a part of the universe as the moon, the sun, as the stars that shine, the planets that are reflected often, that we're in this solar system with, or the little mosquito or the bugs or whatever it might be. I am a significant part of this universe. And so, how do I see my unity in all of this today? How do I see that this, thank you. I don't know if you can hear that thunder or not, but it's almost like it's answering to me. How do I see that I am spirit incarnate, just like there are other expressions of spirit all around, and we work together, and those other expressions of spirit help us realize our part in all of this. What do I think, and this is something that really helps us explore ourselves, what do I think are my needs for order, significance, or anything? When you start thinking about needs, what do I need? We come with these things, and then ask this further question. Do I really need anything? I think you would be amazed. You will be amazed, like I have been amazed, like I continue to be amazed every single day at how significant I am as an infinite being, how significant I am in the unity of all of this. And I just want to rejoice. I just want to take it all in. I want to rejoice in it. And I want to share it with others. I want to share it with you. And I want you to share it with me. I want us to be engaged and involved in this fellowship of the heart, spirit, and that I can engage in that same fellowship with all of these expressions of spirit around me, whatever they may be. Do I really need anything? How does any natural pattern around me today give me insight into myself? And you know, if you're really exploring, you really take these questions, go back, stop the video, go back a few seconds, and think about these, think about these questions, write responses, draw responses, paint responses, compose responses musically. I don't care, some way. Answer these kinds of questions. How does any natural pattern around me today give me insight into myself? Listen, look out the window, see, hear what's going on, and take it in for yourself. And then ask one more question. Where's the magic? We can engage in magic. We are magic. And it's not magic of abracadabra and something appears or something flies to me. That might be cool if you could do it, I don't know. But what I do know is that it is magic for me to think. Spirit speaks to me in its different expressions of itself through nature, through all that I see, can physically take in. But then the messages that come to me is beyond these senses. And as I said in the poem, it's a magical chaos that we can be part of, that we are part of, but the healing is the awakening to this kind of truth, to these beautiful, beautiful truths of the spirit of magical chaos. We're part of that. So I would invite you to explore yourself today. I'm just looking down at a few notes I had. It seemed like there was something else I wanted to say here. And basically, I've said it, I think. Just after you've listened and look into the mirror of your soul, or if you want to, after you've seen something of nature that you think speaks to you, go and look into a mirror and say, what did that mean to me? Look at those eyes behind the eyes, the real eye, and understand that third eye where we perceive the magical chaos, where we perceive who we are, and just be you. Know that you are magic. Know that it's magic that you have helped create. Know that it's magic that you can enter into and use and be blessed in it and live in it and fellowship in it. Enjoy it with one another. Enjoy it with all the expressions of spirit around. Enjoy it with the spirits. You can know the spirits, and we'll talk about those things another time. For now, I'm leaving you with this. Again, I just want you to think about the end of that poem again. And I want to read that last part. Doves coo, sparrows twitter, cardinals call insistently, dogs bark, leaves of the tree whisper at the gentle prompting of spirit wind, and untended weeds prosper, urged on by the great mother herself. Nature grants awareness of wise, magical chaos in the midst of our order. Order, again, that we think we need, but we don't. We need this. We need the magical chaos. Be blessed in it. Love and peace to you. If you watch this through and you think it means something, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button. Not because I need it, but because the more that happens, the more it means, however the internet gods work, other people are probably going to be exposed to it. So, love and peace to you. Till next time.